Barbra Bush.
Nobody?
Bush.
Please take my bush.
She's
Shave this bush.
Playing in the building, but Barbra Bush, Barbra Bush.
Barbra Bush, Barbra Bush, Barbra Bush.
Barbra Bush did 9/11. We've come up with a name.
Nice.
Hey, after some fucking technical difficulties, we are back. I'm gonna flip this around real quick too.
Oh, yeah, good
what a
call,
great
good
way to
call,
start,
good
just
call.
half of my body.
All
Welcome
right.
to Asleep on a Forklift. This is either the second episode of our podcast, third, fourth, maybe. Who knows?
There's so many.
This is the first one with Nick, though, more than likely.
Most
You
likely.
think this will be the first with Nick?
We're not gonna-
Well, I just deleted the last one, so it has to be.
Whoa.
No.
That's on
Oh,
the
Walrus.
terabyte.
No, I have. Yeah, we got the walrus
Walrus.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've seen Nick
Yeah,
before that?
Yeah, you know who Nick is.
Dude, we have so many horrible continuity errors.
Dude,
We're
it
gonna
is
release-
all over the place.
We're going to release
So
one with a
hard.
guy that we don't have anymore.
We're
Shout
gonna-
out Manny.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna release the ones where it's just me and you, like with the lapels.
And then
sitting
Nick's
with
randomly
ourselves.
here and the
And
names
Yeah.
changed.
It's fucking crazy.
But this is Asleep on a Forklift.
we are here. We're doing it for real.
We've come up with a name.
We did.
Name is solidified. I'm done talking. Me and Mike have talked about a name so much.
Yeah, the past, 4 months?
4 months. I have probably how many? I think we came up with at least 30 names.
30 names. And about 30 or 40 episodes that we have banked.
Oh my
Yeah, that
God,
was the
we
other
have-
thing I was thinking about. 4 months, 0 episodes. That's fun, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, dude,
Well, no,
it's-
we have episodes. They're just
we
not
have
released.
so
Yeah.
many
They're for your own pleasure, you know.
We'll probably release them if we get big on Patreon. When we
Oh,
get
dude,
big.
yeah.
Yeah.
When we get big.
There you
yeah,
go. I like that positive affirmation. When we get big, not
When we
if.
get big.
Yeah.
That's how full-time guys over here.
I mean, I was thinking when I win the competition, and that didn't fucking happen. So
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh god, we're never gonna get big now. God damn it.
I lost the
Dude.
fucking House of Comedy.
And I
Oh, and
listened
you know what
to
was
it.
cool about that too? Sorry to cut you off.
No,
You know what was cool about that? Right after I lost, I was like, "So, Mike, I'll be there this weekend for my weekend."
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
he was like, "Nah."
I heard about that.
Yeah.
dude, it's funny.
And
you're
then to
right.
top it all off, Mellow Mushroom didn't have slices of pizza. I was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill myself."
What's mellow mushroom?
You don't know. Oh, that's a silly
Even he
question.
knows Mellow.
I know Mellow Mushroom.
It's the pizza place right down the road from.
I
Oh,
don't
House of
ever.
Comedy.
I can't go and eat out, dude. It's so expensive.
That's right. I forget you're a Jew. They're like
Yeah.
$4 slices.
You know, you're talking all this shit, but I'd be saying
Like I was semi upset I didn't win the thing. Pretty upset I didn't have my weekend, but I was pissed the fuck off when there was no slices of pizza.
But
That's
yeah,
how
that was
good it
the
is?
icing on the top of the pizza or whatever. Yeah.
All right, so
But-
better than what's the one that's by Wayward?
No, not better.
Not better.
Not better. No, but it's still like a good cheap slice.
Cheap slice.
Yeah, $4.
Well,
I
Matt,
hate that that's cheap.
Matt had told me that you not only did you get shafted on the competition, but then on top of that, you got your weekend. You got double bumped. I think is what he said.
Oh no, this is like the fourth time I've
This
been
is like
booked.
you
I
got
got booked in
quadruple
like
bumped?
December or January for a weekend, and
Yeah.
I've been pushed off till what is it, March, or it's like into April now.
So basically, oh, sorry, I probably shouldn't say his name. He said, you know, I like this guy. I'm gonna give him some opportunities. And then you got on the show and he said, I don't like this guy anymore. Let's take all of his shit.
No. It was just
No.
that the headliner was bringing their own feature.
Yeah, I don't think it's been a
Oh.
taking away of things.
No.
Like the way
He's
yeah,
very
yeah.
apologetic
Oh, he is?
about
Okay.
those things.
Yeah.
I got you.
I
I mean,
mean,
if
if
I
I-
had a vendetta out against you.
It
or
would be
something.
pretty funny if I did shitty at the competition, and then he was just like, "We
Yeah.
have a feature already. Sorry."
The thing is, you didn't do shitty though.
That's. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into that.
But I can do it.
I'll be
I thought it
humble
was pretty
about
good.
it.
I thought it was one of the better ones that I've heard. Like sound wise.
I did pretty. I
Like
think I
flaps?
did. I think
Yeah.
I did pretty decent.
Like the
Yeah.
quality of the sound was good. Is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
I
No,
talked
like,
really
you just-
clearly.
Yes,
so
yes.
I
You're
wasn't
so
mumbling at
articulate
it.
for a white guy. That's
Yeah.
really fucking good.
Yeah, they're really good. Why for a white guys are the most articulate? What did
That's
you say?
exactly the joke, you fucking idiot. God damn it.
So was it for? But you said for a white guy.
That's-
Well, it's called
not
a.
articulate.
It's called like a misdirection or like a.
Sarcasm. I
Sarcasm,
believe.
that's another one.
Sarcasm.
Yeah. I didn't mean to call you a fucking idiot. I just thought it was clear and
It's
obvious.
okay.
No,
Say
I
it
didn't.
again with
Fucking
more
idiot.
malice.
The Jews. No,
I
I'm
can
just
even
kidding.
make fun of you for smelling bad because now you you didn't smell bad.
Do I smell bad today?
No, I didn't think you
'Cause I
did.
showered
walked
right
past
before
you.
this.
Yeah,
You
I walked
showered?
past you.
Because he's kind of got
Let's
under
give a
my
round
skin
of
about
applause
that.
for Nick showering.
I got
Thank
under
you.
your skin for that.
Well, I don't want to be stinky, you know.
No one
Well,
wants
I don't want to be. I don't want to be under your
No.
skin about it. I was just saying,
Yeah.
like, You smelled
No, no,
bad.
no.
You know what
It's
else
good.
got under his skin? Some soap, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out great.
My
Yeah.
soap's been fucking me, dude. I'm
No,
rushed.
I can't smell, and so then I'll just forget to shower.
Oh, you can't smell either?
Yeah.
Nor can I.
Damn, and I can smell everything.
Damn, I just shit my pants and Nick stinks like body odor. You probably hate this podcast.
Dude, it's a tough one.
Should be called Stinky Asshole Podcast.
You want to hear something
with
funny?
a Jew.
I don't know if Anthony wants me
With
to
a
tell you
tan
this,
Jew.
but yesterday we were at Whataburger, and he went outside to smoke some weed, and he came back and he goes, "I'm ready to go." I was like, "Why?"
Wait,
he goes, "Anthony Ron." He goes, "I'm ready to go." And I was like, "Why? I thought we were gonna hang out." He goes, "I accidentally shit my pants outside." And I was like,
We
"All right,
always
yeah, we'll
transit
leave.
that.
We'll leave." And I was like, "That makes sense for why you were out there for so long. Like, were you constipated? Were you trying?"
It
I
wasn't
don't
constipated. He was
understand.
contemplating.
Yeah, he's like, "Should I run? Should I run right now?"
Anthony Ron.
And I ran.
So far away.
Take it, Fred.
Couldn't get away.
Look at that chemistry.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
great,
that was
guys.
great.
We all hit our own verse.
Yeah.
We're not interrupting
Awesome.
as much.
You shit your pants.
I've never shit
When?
my pants.
No. Mike has shit his pants. It's been on a
yeah.
podcast before, but I probably will never see anything.
If I'm being honest, I probably lied about that just because I was late.
Oh, you did?
But I have shit my pants quite a bit.
No,
Oh,
I was
oh.
talking about the don't tell, and then you were dancing and shit your pants.
Pissed.
Oh, that was just piss?
Yeah, you can't. I don't shit out of my penis, dude.
Oh, that's just me.
Well, I'll link the picture right here.
Dude, it was so funny getting a call. So he went out and
That was
got
my first
drunk.
don't tell, I think.
Yeah, your first don't tell, and you got drunk. But then he called me right after he got out of the gas station, drunk as fuck, being like, "I just pissed my pants."
Yeah, it was a wild. So we did don't tell, or I did don't tell, and then
Yeah, we
me
didn't
and
do it.
yeah, Fred did. And then me and Andrew went out to like a little bar afterwards, and we got shit faced. That was also the first time I've ever been like hard rejected by a woman.
Oh,
So,
'cause the
I had my beer like on the side of the table, and Andrew's like, "You should go talk to those girls. They're brand new. They're
Andrew's the
staring at you."
perfect one to talk to about
No,
that.
he was like, "They're looking at you,"
Yeah.
and so I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then I spun, grabbed my beer, and like walked over to him, and I was talking to the cutest one of the group, and I was like, "Hey, I'm Mike." Blah, blah, blah."
Rookie mistake.
And then her fucking fat bitch friend just pulled like a pulling guard,
Yeah.
all the way around, and was just like, came up. She's like, "Who are you?" I was like, "I'm Mike," and she's like, "Ew," and I was like, "Oh." Just
You
walk away.
always talk to the fat friend first. Always.
The fact that she also had to
Yeah.
get your name first before it was at you, so it could be personal. Now that I know your name,
Ew. Like if my name was Andy, she would have
yeah.
been
she
like,
was-
"Oh, nice."
oh, so you like my
You
like
like-
my friend?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a three-way before, Andy?
I'd be like, "Not with a whale and a tiny gazelle. No."
With the whale.
That'd be a wild threesome too. A man, whale, gazelle.
Gazelle? Dude, that would be.
A wazale.
I don't know how
A
you.
gale.
Imagine getting
Gale
boxed out
Force
by the
One.
whale.
What?
Oh.
We're a little all
Is that-
over
is
it.
that- is that segue?
Speaking of whales, 9/11.
Oh, yeah. That's a good segue. Isn't it?
Yeah.
We didn't have anything we wanted to talk about
It is a
before.
whale of a tale. If you were to like
Yeah.
isolate yourself from all the news ever, and they're like, "Yeah, 2 buildings collapsed under fire."
There we go. Well,
And-
what happened?
Yeah, but the people on the news knew it was going to collapse before it
Also
collapsed.
wild.
Dude, favorite shot of the whole video was when she was fucking talking.
She's like, "World Trade Center 7 just collapsed."
And then the arrow just went. Ding! It was like,
Was that in the documentary?
yeah, dude.
They
I
talked
was like,
about-
this is the building up right now, and the
That was
ticker.
that was later in the
Yeah.
documentary, but we watched Anatomy of Deception. Is that
Oh
right?
yeah, I think it's Anatomy 9/11. It's the Great Conspiracy.
No, it's like 9/11 Anatomy of a Deception or something.
Oh,
like
I
that.
think it is Anatomy of Deception, maybe. I don't know.
Let me look it up.
You
real
sent
quick.
me a link and I just clicked on it and then proceeded to
That's
watch
not
an
the best
hour,
idea for me.
an hour and a half documentary about 9/11.
Was it worth it though? Did you
So
learn
worth
something?
it. Okay, I went in very skeptical. I was like, "There's no fucking shot that 9." Like I'm a libtard Jew. I'm like, "There's no. It's not."
You're the demographic that.
Yeah, that
ended
is
up
like
fully-
calling you guys idiots, and it opens
Oh,
up with this.
9/11 Anatomy of a Great Deception.
It opens up with this guy that like
Doesn't get
immediate-
pussy for sure.
No, that has no sex. He
Here's his
opens-
face.
Also, the fact that it's like 2011 while he's fucking doing this. So he starts his research 10 years later, has a wife, kid, job, and then opens up at being like, "I almost lost my job because of this shit."
I almost lost everything. It was like okay.
Everything. It was crazy.
But I'm glad he
Cool,
exposed the truth.
I think it's kind of funny to hear about him trying to lose his marriage or whatever from that. His wife is like, can you just like clean the dishes? He's like, the buildings are going down. And she's,
You don't get it. There were plumes shooting out of the side.
like, I don't give a fuck. Our children are poor. Our
We are
children
not
starving.
doing well.
You know what else?
Jimmy has schizophrenia because of you.
Go to work.
Go to
He's an
work.
entrepreneur too.
Yeah,
He didn't even have a job.
Honey, Wendy's can wait.
Dude, his thing underneath said he was a documentarian. Not even an...
Yeah, when you waste 6 years of your life being like, there's no way the planes brought him
Also,
down.
10 years later, what the fuck put him on to 9/11? I think he said just one day he was thinking about it 10 years later and then
It's a
proceeded
hell
to
of a
go down.
midlife crisis. I'm
Dude,
not gonna lie. She's like,
honestly.
can you just buy a fucking Porsche?
He's like, no.
No, it's not.
I have to ruin my relationship with my friends and family for this to mean anything.
I faked everything was fake. Dude,
You know, here's what I will say. Like halfway through watching it, this was right before I stopped smoking. So
That clear head.
Yeah, very clear head. I was thinking, either of you read 1984?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, into the book. Spoiler alert for a book that came out 70 years ago.
I was just gonna read
Mm-hmm.
it.
So sorry. No, but like at the end of it, they're like, so the main guy whose name I can't remember, he like tries to join the revolution against the government, and they expose her like, even if you were to have joined the revolution, we run the revolution. Like so, I was thinking like maybe this is like, maybe this is bullshit put out by. I'm gonna put Jew over your head.
Ding, and a sound effect.
Yeah, twice I'll put two.
I like the Jews.
I'm a big fan of the Jews. I'm just making fun of them.
Just not Fred. No.
But
That's a
I was-
personal thing.
I was thinking-
Yeah, it's not a Jew thing.
maybe they just put shit like whoever's deep state, whatever. I don't know. I don't believe any of that shit. But there's obviously someone controlling something. But maybe they just put that bullshit out there.
I have heard that theory though.
Yeah.
That the best way to control a narrative is to control the opposing narrative.
Yeah.
And if you
The
can-
term conspiracy theory was coined by the CIA.
right, which
Yeah,
makes
dude.
sense because
Makes you sound dumb.
It does.
Yeah.
they're literally a group of people that are like, how can we manipulate an entire nation? I think they know what they're doing.
You just control both sides.
Right.
You control both sides of the narrative, and if they're both fictional,
I actually watched the
Which
South
is
Park
what
on
we-
that the other day. It was I don't think it was 9/11. I think it was it might have been 9/11. But either way, I think that exact same topic came up where Kyle showed up to this guy's house, and apparently this guy's part of the CIA or whatever. And he's like, the towers, they fell. I've got it all figured out right now. And somehow the veil falls. But, yeah, that South Park does everything better. So this whole podcast hack, I'm not going to lie,
Yeah.
we're fucked now.
I mean, 9/11 conspiracy probably the most hack-like podcast topic.
Yeah.
But it blew my mind though. Is what
22 years later, coming with new, fresh topics.
Not even new fresh. We're just
No,
like
dude.
regurgitating
9/11.
information.
yeah, we saw one video, but dude, this guy. All right, I gotta pull out my notes. Do you like what was the next part of the video? Like, what was the first thing he talked about? Building 7.
Building 7, big
Building
one.
7 was the first one.
Did
Dude,
it get hit by a plane?
No.
No,
And it fell.
it
Yes.
fell like 3 hours after.
No, like 8 hours after.
Yeah, no, it was because it was five in the afternoon.
And then apparently everyone
So,
in the
like,
streets
9
was
o'clock?
like, "Hey, that building's about to." Like all the cops were like, "Yeah, the building's gonna come down."
Yeah, we don't know what's happening.
And news anchors,
yeah.
like we talked about.
So was there a plane that was supposed to go hit it?
I don't think so.
Did
No.
they know where that plane was going to go? Because I know there was one plane that got derailed and then one that didn't hit the Pentagon or did hit the Pentagon.
One
Oh,
did
you
hit
know
the
what's fucked
Pentagon.
up about the
One
No
did.
footage of that plane, by the way.
Oh.
Also, he was getting the calls. Dick Cheney was getting the Dick Cheney, dude.
Dick Cheney.
He was getting the
Vice,
calls.
great movie.
Richard
Yeah.
Chain.
He's getting the calls like 50 minutes out, 30 minutes out. So
Oh.
basically, Dick Cheney's sitting there.
I don't think that was
room.
Dick Cheney, or was it? I think it was like just the upper
Oh.
brass at the Pentagon. It was
No,
Dick
no,
Cheney.
no, it was a guy that was with Dick Cheney. Dude, it's in my notes. I swear to God.
I don't want to derail, but before you get to that point, the one thing that really made me like a conspiracy against this conspiracy theory is they're like, well, so Bush is sitting there and hears about the towers falling and he just stays at the school, you
No,
know?
it was Cheney.
That one was weird.
No, that was Bush.
That was Bush.
No, I
Oh,
was.
But yeah, so Bush is sitting there what do you think he's gonna do? Like, does he know everything about fucking, hijacking planes? He's got people that work for him. Like, he doesn't need, he's a figurehead is essentially what
But
he is.
if your nation's under attack,
Right. No,
If
I
they're-
get that, but at the same time, like, well, why would he want to disrupt the children? I understand that point. Like, he's not going to do anything in the next 10 days. It's like, yes, I greenlight you bombing this plane. He's going to be okay. They all know that they're going to be okay with him shooting that plane.
You know, in his memoir of his presidency,
Is it I did it, like the OJ one?
yeah. if I fucking conspired 9/11.
Yeah, if I
No.
wanted to will.
In his memoir about his presidency, he's like, I thought I gave the order to shoot down the one flight that crashed in the fields in Pennsylvania.
He
Damn.
thought he did and he didn't?
Well, that's a big thing. Have you ever looked into that one? This wasn't on the documentary.
The crew that took over.
That's probably bullshit. Because one, in Bush's memoir, he says, I thought I gave the order to shoot down that plane. So he said he thought for like 5-6 years it was shot down. And then if you look at the wreckage, it's not like spread out in it's spread out in a massive area. Like there was a bunch of mail on that plane like they usually do. It's spread out. There was only like 2 or 3 mile per hour winds at the time recorded, but the mail is spread out like 50, 60 miles. The engines are planted so firmly into the ground they were buried like 6-7 feet deep, maybe deeper.
They didn't just shatter and break?
Yeah, it's not like a normal plane crash where it's like all spread out. It's like it fucking fell directly into the ground. Or no, the engine, maybe I'm all fucked up. I haven't read on this in a minute, but like the engines are like miles away from the wreckage of the actual plane. There's a bunch of crazy shit.
Dang. Well, what about the people that died on the plane?
They're dead.
Oh, so you think that? So in this one, you just had people flying the plane, and they were just taking orders, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're just gonna crash it in a field now," and then they were like, "Fuck,
No.
we're just gonna crash it in a field."
I think they were shot down by like F-16s.
Well, I didn't know any of the people that died on the plane. Like, that's what we should have done. That's what I just heard you say, basically.
What about the people who died on the plane? They were in fact dead. Yes.
Well, because I thought it would be staged, and
Get
there
a
was just
fucking
random
Ouija
people,
board.
and they just
Get 'em
crashed
out
down.
there.
No, that's just more government bullshit.
Yeah,
Of being like,
yeah.
the people came back. We have a fighting spirit here in America.
Oh, they just couldn't report that they.
Hey, by the way,
we blew up 200.
so the first
Americans.
the first 3 planes hit their intended targets, but the third plane, the one that was intended for Washington D.C., don't worry, we shot that one down.
Yeah.
We killed 200 something people. How many people are on one of those liners?
It's just our nukes were busy, you know. It's like they can't go everywhere at once.
Dude, imagine nuking an airplane.
Yeah.
In the air.
EMP.
That would be
One
sick.
nuke for an entire.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, but
Tactical
also,
nuke.
Yeah.
also pretty devastating.
Yeah, I think so.
Nukes come in all shapes and sizes. It couldn't have been that
You have
bad.
small nukes?
Yeah, they have suitcase nukes.
Holy shit.
I mean,
we're a cool country, dude.
I guess when I see a nuke, I see the big bombs, but
a nuke is, I
feel like
don't know
we're
how
pretty
big
advanced.
the core is, but I'm pretty sure the core is the size of like a fucking marble.
Yeah, like
You know what's fucking
Fat Man and
crazy?
Little Boy, those were pretty.
yeah, those were
Like they were
massive.
big bombs, but like the actual reactor things were like this big.
Yeah.
Why would they have to be so big?
Well,
That's
it's,
pretty
it's
small, in my opinion.
It's magnification of the blast. You know, the larger that is, the larger the explosion is going to be.
Yeah, I know, but the bomb itself was super big. I don't know. I could be
I mean, I don't
just
know.
dumb.
There was a lot of
Maybe
bullshit
just to
they
look
had to
cool. I don't know. They're like, well, we ain't gonna drop a fucking.
Well,
bowling
If
Little
we're
ball.
gonna make it, we're gonna make it big.
Look, it's just a bowling ball. You stupid fucking American. You know,
They all blew
Steve
up above.
Reich.
Yeah.
The first 2 nukes blew up above, like a mile above the surface, so they could maximize blast radius.
Oh,
Oh,
holy
yeah.
shit!
Mm-hmm.
My military buddy told me about stuff they have like that where
Even
they're,
on the second one.
they're called. Well, I forget what they're called, but basically, like you step on them and they pop up.
Oh, Bouncing Betty mines?
Bouncing Betties, yeah.
Those were designed by the Germans
Dude, Black Ops 2.
because they didn't want to just blow people's legs off like the mines they usually had. They wanted to hit like
Yeah, yeah.
center body
They had
mass.
a lot of ambition.
They did, yeah.
Like we don't when we kill people, we don't want them to die.
But as
that
I
was
know,
actually very kind of them.
as I know in Call of Duty, if you just lay down really quick, they blow up above you.
Yeah, because
Call of
and
Duty is
your back.
real.
Call of Duty is so real. It used to be the fucking shit as far as like realistic war games went. It was the first war game.
Dude, Black Ops 2 is
Well,
the
Medal
only
of Honor.
game that I legitimately got to play because I would get excited and I would like make excuses to go to my cousin's house and play on his Xbox. Or he had a PlayStation.
Black Ops 2 is 100% like probably the.
Dude,
Black
the
Ops
boat-
1 was
The boat is
hijacked.
yeah,
That's a good map.
love the boat. And Nuketown,
Nuketown 2024.
is there a difference?
Yes, aesthetically.
Is the one of them like the Walmart and then the other one is like they're all shiny? But I thought that was Black Ops 3 had Nuketown.
Well, maybe that is Black Ops 3 Nuketown. I'm pretty sure.
thought
Yeah,
there was
I don't
only
know.
one
Maybe I'm
Nuketown.
all
I thought
fucked
there was
up.
only one Nuketown for.
No, that's one of the maps they've remade the most because that's like their famous.
Also, their zombie campaign with the Easter eggs, like there was like a real story.
Behind
Bush
behind
did
Newtown?
9/11.
Well,
Yeah, let's get off of video
stalling.
games.
I'm just stalling because we got a minute left.
Let's get back on to 9/11
We'll
just a
throw in
second.
one last thing for the minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was just trying to take that.
Well, you're ruining your minute. Come on.
Yeah.
We could get back on to 9/11 for a half second. What was another?
Yeah,
Oh,
but then-
you know what I thought was wild, and we'll expand upon it more. Bush's brother and like some
Oh yeah. I have.
no
You didn't want to.
Bill,
No. His brother is he had two family members that owned
the security
Yeah,
companies.
security companies because they went in and I
The
feel like
security
there's more
companies
stuff,
not only at
but
9/11.
they put things in. There's so much. There's so much.
The security companies not only at the World Trade Center but also at Dulles Airport in Dallas, which is where all the flights took off from.
Oh yeah, they had connections to American Airlines. They had connections to. I wrote it down.
All right,
We'll be back.
We'll see you in the next one.
They can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Yeah, Bush was at the school, and they come in there and they say, "Hey, Bush, we have a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
We don't
We know
know."
Something came up, buddy.
We know you're reading to third graders, but
Yeah, get through Dr. Seuss, and then we'll just go play golf and talk about
a plane hits the tower.
And
Give
they
me a
don't
Dr.
leave.
Seuss rhyme about 9/11. Anyway.
it. Dr. Seuss, Ryan.
Oh,
The
here's-
Jews. No, that's racist, and I'm sorry. The Jews.
I can't think of any. I just keep going to the mouse ran up the clock. But
There once was a tower, so great and so fair. There once was a second, nobody did care. They all did fall, and nobody did share what to do when there's bombs in the air.
Ooh.
So then we invaded a foreign nation that had nothing to do, no contemplation.
That's good. Keep going.
We killed all their populace, but then we did pull out because Biden's a stupid motherfucking trout.
I don't think I could even take it, dude.
That should not
I don't want to interrupt the fart, dude.
I
feel
could
like the
smell
fart-
that one. That one's gonna be bad.
Dude.
No
you're
ventilation
so
in this
gross.
bitch either.
The fumes. The fumes.
Yeah, the rising gas.
The
We're talking
rising-
about gas plumes coming up from the towers. Talk about the gas plumes
wow.
coming out of my asshole.
All right,
I don't
what
know.
are dude? I didn't even know what a gas plume was.
Or
Is
I think
that
it was like
in
a
the
smoke plume.
doc?
Yeah, dude. It's
Gas
like,
plume?
Yeah. So it's something. It's like basically like when they're demoing a building, they'll blow up the sides, like the pillars, so that it can free fall, like it can
Oh,
drop,
okay.
and then
And a
they'll
big
blow
sign
out
of that.
sideways. Yeah, it's a bunch of like smoke coming out the side. I wish we could.
Oh,
like
like
pull up
a
pictures
build up
for
in
you.
pressure?
I'll put one here.
Yeah, but fucking comes out and you can see it. And so when the towers are falling down, before like right in front of the debris, you can see like
Right
offshoot-
below
yeah,
where the
yeah, yeah.
debris is falling.
Just freaking clouds coming out the side, dude. So it can free fall straight down.
How nice of them though to make it fall straight down
Dude,
rather than tipping.
Also wrote that in my notes, dude. Like at least they were cool enough.
Yeah.
They were like, we're gonna take out these towers, but we're gonna make sure it's just these towers, just these ones, because it would cost a lot of money.
And they were falling at free fall speed.
Yeah, dude.
Well, explain that to me, because that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, you would think if think about like a floor collapsing on each
Yeah.
floor. It would hit and then it would weaken, hit, weaken, hit, weaken, hit, weaken, hit, weaken. It wouldn't just be like
Oh, okay.
all weakened at the same
So
time.
they're saying it obviously had to have gone at the bottom, and so then the force of the first floor falling.
That's
was
another
enough.
good point.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of people, a lot of like eyewitness accounts are like, I was in the basement and the fucking basement blew up like 20 seconds before the plane hit. There's recordings
Yeah.
where it's like you hear an initial boom and then the plane hits.
Well,
Yeah,
to
dude.
do the counterpoint, I mean, maybe the steel beams down there were just like my stomach after some wings. They were just like, we can't take this anymore. It's too much pressure. Then
Before the planes hit?
yeah.
Okay.
It's like when
Or
you...
when the fire was up here, that this is that extra bit of 10 pounds the plane adds. That's a lot.
It's like my buddy in high school, if he just smelled dip, he would have to shit immediately because
Oh,
it was
God.
rewired in his brain. So maybe it's just like the smelling of the dip. The planes saw the towers coming and they're
Maybe
like,
the
"Whoa."
beams knelt out of respect.
They're living things.
They could melt out of respect.
I would say knelt, but yeah, melt. Yeah. Like
What's
they
that-
just took
what's
a knee.
knelt?
They were
Wait,
just like,
you knelt or I melt?
the steel beams knelt.
Wait, you said knelt?
Knelt?
What is knelt?
Like
You don't know
kneeling.
what knelt?
Oh, Neil.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out a way to make it Colin Kaepernick, but then I was like, that was two different time periods. I'm pretty
It's like
young.
a really rich white person when they see a black person.
Yeah.
Kneeling out of respect.
How you doing, sir? Like that's their handshake,
I would,
Bring it up.
if it wasn't so fucked up, that's exactly how I would greet all black people.
Really? Oh,
It's the
wow.
coolest thing to do.
To just hit him with a
Thank you for your
Would
service.
you please knight me, sir?
You know, I tell anyone who wears one of those veteran caps, I'm always like, thank you for your service.
I witnessed this.
Now when I start seeing black people, I'm going to be like, I'm so sorry.
I stand with you.
I stand with you.
There is so many.
Unlike the
different
Twin
races-
Towers, I
ways
stand
to
with
go.
you.
Oh, look at that. Or Building 7. Fucking, dude, it's all just crazy. It's all, I came in so skeptical and then just valid points. The fact that you could get, like, the plane, they were blaming it on the fires, the NIST.
NIST?
Yeah, dude.
Crooks.
This is how he, like, went into the video, was, like, explaining NIST. And at first I was making fun of everything. And then after he explained, like, NIST being like, nah, there were no bombs. And then they were like, how do you know? And they're like, because we did an investigation. They're like, did you investigate to try and find bombs? And they're like, no, we didn't.
Like, how were they? Yeah. Were there any bombs there? And they're
Yeah.
like, no. And they're like, how do you know? Like, because we didn't fucking look for them.
Let's
Yeah.
not be silly, people. We're not going to go in there looking for bombs. I mean, this was a standard thing that's never happened before, ever.
Yeah.
All right? We don't need to
Dude.
investigate anymore. The CIA just threatened to kill me last night. Like, what are we talking about?
The real question is, what was the whole goal behind it?
They didn't go
It's an
into
interesting
why.
motive.
He didn't
but
go into why.
What
I
was the
think-
What was the fallout after?
I think it's
We
because...
got to go.
No. I think it's because old Bush got tired of going to airports and being like, this is too streamlined. This is
could've been.
too easy.
He has,
I would like everybody here to have a worse day. Let's add some big fat black ladies in here to check your stuff and make sure that you can't bring in a piece
Maybe.
of toothpaste that
That's a
big.
good point.
He had
Maybe
that idea on
maybe this
Air
was
Force One.
maybe this was all orchestrated by fat black women so that they could have more jobs.
And you think he went up there? We created jobs in 2003, people. We created jobs in 2001. Elect me for 2004 so we
Not
can
just by
create
killing
more
people.
jobs by blowing up buildings.
Who did he run for in the second term?
He
run
ran against who did he run against? I was gonna say Mitt Romney. That was a different
That
one.
was Obama.
Obama.
Yeah.
And Mitt's a Republican.
Obama.
Because Gore was the first one. Who was the
Obama.
second one?
I,
Was it the guy that went, yeah? Do you remember that guy?
I wasn't paying attention.
But I
Is
think
that
he
not
was-
Al Gore?
No.
I wasn't paying any attention, dude. I have no idea.
Nobody cares. That's how bad
Yeah,
of a
he won.
candidate
He won by
was.
so, but he was also gonna win by so much. Like it was post 9/11. He was polling great, wasn't he?
Everyone was on board with the war.
Yeah,
at that
9/11 was
time.
his
Yeah.
first term, and then
No, because
Might have
9/11
been
was right
Biden.
after.
no 01.
Yeah,
he
no.
was out at.
It was right after he got
elected,
In-
and then boom.
In
Oh,
04, I
shit.
think he was going against
He got,
Biden.
Also-
wait, nobody talks about that either. He just got elected, and then 9/11 happened.
Have you watched Vice?
Yeah,
Well, by the way, he
It
just
was Gore.
yeah.
he just got elected, and also that election was kind of. They talk about how he sort of stole it because Al Gore was supposed to win, and
Yeah,
then like in the
the
middle of the
Florida.
night,
And
Florida.
The hanging chads.
yeah, the
Yeah.
hanging chads. That's right.
Dude.
But
You don't know what that is.
I,
Most retarded way to vote.
quote me if I'm wrong, but
But it worked for the Republicans.
I think Joe Biden ran in 2004 against Bush, and then that was whenever he had
Joe Biden.
the whole where he was stealing campaign speech. Yeah, he's been running for president for a long time.
Let me see. I'm going to look it up.
Look it
Yeah,
up
you
for me
can
because
look
I don't
it
want
up.
to be wrong. We need a
Really?
Jamie. Can we get somebody? You want to be our Jamie and
We
never
need
be
to
in this
find a
podcast again?
Young
You're gonna
Oprah.
kick me out.
the
my
guy who
house?
started it.
Wait, it's 04 election?
Yeah, it'd be the second term because first was definitely Gore.
He's like, guys, I know everything about.
Oh, John
infrastructure."
Kerry.
John Kerry.
Let's
Almost
see.
Jim.
Dan Bush barely won.
Really?
286 to 251.
Because by that time, the conspiracy theories were probably pretty hot.
No, dude. Again, this guy came out with this. He
Yeah, but
started
that's
looking into
this
it
guy.
10 years later.
He was showing you videos of people on the news being like, "These buildings do not go down on their own." You
Nah,
know?
but they got pushed down hard. Like public did not like them in the beginning.
Oh,
because,
really?
Oh yeah, because this was another point that the documentary made. Every time a denier would go on TV, also one of my favorite parts, because they just kept cutting to Fox News anchors being like, "You suck. You are the worst."
How times have
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah, the
Well,
only
also
Fox
CNN.
News.
Also CNN. There was a few in there.
Not really, dude.
Dude,
It
you're
was
acting like
it
the
was a
liberals
big
are the
loop of-
truthers out here. They're not, and neither are the Republicans. We can't fucking.
I'm
pick
just
sides.
saying, I enjoyed the supercut of just fucking
Of,
Fox News anchors being
what's
like,
his name?
No.
Carlson.
Yeah, you had Carlson, but you also had Hannity up there. You had this shitty guy with the mustache.
Yeah, but what's really interesting is now those are the people that they're considered conspiracy theorists. And
That's what I'm saying.
That's what.
what's
That's
interesting.
what.
That's
That was
my whole point.
exactly. Maybe this is all bullshit, dude.
Dude, it's just wild. What else do I have?
Oh, you know what else was wild from that fucking thing?
Huh.
Is that was a great point, and I'd never thought about this. When they were like, we can't find Osama. The CIA, FBI is like, we can't find Osama bin Laden. And then the fucking CNN news anchor's like, we found him and we're interviewing him.
Yeah,
and then
dude.
whoever that guy was like, whatever they tell you Osama bin Laden's about to do, don't be
4 months.
It.
4 months prior, some military dude went on his talk show and was like, if the CNN reporter can find them, but the CIA and the FBI cannot find them,
They're not looking.
they're going to frame the fuck out of Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
And don't believe anything.
By the
4
way-
months before.
By the way, you ever seen a side-by-side of Osama bin Laden and Obama?
The same.
No, I haven't seen that.
Have you not?
Is it? Are you going to tell me that that's his father?
No, I think it might be him, dude. He killed himself.
What's crazier though, I think, is that I don't really know if it is even like president stuff though, because you think Trump would have said something about the 9/11 being fake.
No, at that point, Trump was like, he just cared about public opinion. Early 2000s,
Dude, you know
Trump,
how
everybody
fucking
loved.
good he would. You know how easy it would be to get reelected.
Tell me that's not the
with
same
his
guy.
base.
Just agree with me. It's a fucking
Yeah,
comedy
dude. Yeah,
podcast.
dude.
You're looking at two brown guys and going, that's the same, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it feels a little
Look
racist.
at me. Look at me, dude. I'm wearing a
Yeah.
ironic Chief Keef
Yeah,
t-shirt.
that's
Of course
maybe-
I'm a racist asshole.
that's maybe why you should have thought, hey,
I'm wearing a
maybe I
Carhartt
shouldn't
shirt,
do
dude.
this.
I'm in the rabbit hole.
This
You're, by the way, you're co-opting my culture. I don't like this. This is blackface for
I
me
had to buy
right
this
now.
for my dad's I had to buy this for my dad's funeral. This was the dress
Yeah,
code.
don't.
this
You
Carhartt
think I
stuff.
care about that?
Your dad had a theme.
Think you're gonna
Yeah,
sympathize?
Your
funeral.
alcoholic father.
Everybody
had
at
a
the
theme.
funeral was in Carhartts,
You know?
and I didn't own
Which-
any Carhartt shit.
What'd your dad do for a job?
He was roofing sales,
Oh,
so
okay.
he sold roofing materials.
Oh, those guys are scam artists. Sorry, I don't mean to shit on your dad.
Right there.
Anyway.
Oh, we're back at my house. We can point him out again.
Yeah.
There he is.
We
We literally just need a picture so that
Yeah.
we can just like
No, keep a whole
like,
camera.
a whole
A
camera.
whole camera.
That would be a waste of an SD card, dude.
An entire
so much
camera.
memory of just a still shot of a.
And then one time we'll just post an episode of us
Bottle of
talking
ash.
here, and it's just the ash the whole time. And every once in a while, you'll hear it move and shake because we'll like stomp and shit.
He's pretty secure up there. One time Matt came over though, and I was like, "That's my dad up there," and he was like, "Where? And he knocked it over, and it fell all the way down.
And it didn't break.
Didn't break.
But what if it broke and he came out and was like, I'm still disappointed in you,
It
Fred?
just
I could tell
you're a
that one hurt, I'm sorry.
disappointment.
My big conspiracy is that is just wood ash. Well, we met your dad yesterday at Pub Rock.
Oh yeah, we did. That was
What?
funny as fuck, dude.
Are you glad I gave you
had
that?
fun. Yeah.
I could not hold it back.
Oh, dude, I didn't mind it at all, dude. I was like, good
By the
one,
way,
Mike.
Pub Rock was miserable. I don't want to diverge, but I just want to say Pub
No,
Rock
no,
was
it's fine.
miserable yesterday.
I was the funnest I've had at an open mic in probably 2 or 3 months.
Really?
Same.
Yesterday.
Just
Same.
riffing?
Oh, no,
yeah.
I went up there and I was just pretended it was my first time, very shittily pretended
Oh,
it was
that's
my first
fun.
time.
For maybe 30 seconds,
Yeah.
and also you could. It's just obviously it wasn't. I feel like if it was your first time, it would have been different.
Did you
That's
get
the
It didn't
most-
look like it was the first
Did
time.
you get everyone's attention because you said,
Oh,
this is my
got
first
him.
time?
Didn't
Oh.
get him. Got him. That was like
It was
the
the
main
worst
theme of
thing.
the night.
Yeah.
Dude, you would try and tell bits, and then they would immediately turn around and look at the bar. But if you asked them questions, they really would talk to you.
I made one guy, so I talked to one guy the whole time, and I was like, what do you do for work? You know, standard crowd work. And he goes, oh, I'm a baker. I was like, is that what you want to do? He goes, I don't know. Do you want to do like shitty stand up your whole life? I was like, look, man, I know I'm a shitty comic. I'm trying to ask you about your life. He goes, I don't know. I was like, well, that's a pretty indecisive baker, you know. Like, why don't you just figure out your fucking shit, bud, and get the fuck away from me?
Pursue
And
your
just-
dreams, you asshole.
Yeah.
I want,
Baker.
I want you to love what
Baker.
you do, you bitch.
Yeah. And then I shit on him. I was like, I've got a minute left. I'll just hop off here.
Really.
Yeah.
I just had a ton of fun just like fucking around. I told a bit.
Sounds like he needs to bake a humble pie.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was
There we go. I
wearing-
had to think about that.
Yeah, I know. I
long
saw
and
your
hard.
face. I was like, he's not listening.
I was
to
like,
me.
is
And then it
shit
came
cake?
out.
Is shit cake a thing?
When did we start appreciating
Cow pie.
puns? I've never been a pun guy until I moved to Arizona. Is it because of all the old people here? I don't know.
Word association's fun.
Yeah, but
you
like
can
good
fit-
word association is good. Humble pie was fun.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you just shit all over
Yeah.
it.
No, I didn't shit
Are
on
you the
it.
asshole baker?
I was
No,
telling you
I
I
like it.
enjoyed it. I was telling you I enjoyed it, and I don't know why.
You said, why are we appreciating pun? Well, you actually said, why are we appreciating puns?
Why?
A lot of puns out
puns.
here. I
Wow.
talk like I'm Norm Macdonald for some reason.
I wish I could do voices, but it was a fun time.
You do.
You
It's a bad
can't
one.
just change your voice.
Huh?
Just change your voice.
Yeah, but it doesn't ever feel real. We don't need to talk
You
about
do your
it.
dad's voice and never talk.
Because his dad's fucking dead.
Stand
That
up
was
and
so
ki-
blown out. I'm gonna have to edit that and post
Yeah.
like an asshole.
when you can figure out how to edit.
I'm doing it tonight. You little fucking.
You're gonna
bitch.
take the. You got it, dude. Oh, true, you got it.
Yeah,
You're
Daniel's
staying
got
up
you. He's
so
gonna
late.
teach you.
Probably, maybe not.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
And teach you while he's fucking his wife. He's like,
Okay, he's gonna have to watch
Wow,
this.
yeah.
Well,
If he
that's not a
does
bad
that-
thing. That's not a bad thing to
I'm
fuck your
saying
own
good.
wife.
Your marriage is good. They can't be away from each other for 10 seconds to even. But he's a good friend, so he's gonna teach you while he does it. 2 birds, 1 penis.
There's like a curtain.
He just peeks over the top. All right, you're gonna control all.
It's like those doctor porns.
Yeah.
Like checking on the other patient. Oh, you're doing it right.
Maybe this is a new genre of porn.
Oh,
Editorial
helpful.
A new genre of where there's a curtain and everything.
Dude, I'd
It's
learn how to
editing.
edit if there
Yeah.
was sex.
Yeah, if I can get my dick sucked while I fuck around on the mouse.
I think I've seen stuff like that where it's like, here's how you balance your checkbook while a guy's fucking a lady, you know.
Dude, if that's how they taught us in like
Yeah.
school, I would have watched everything.
The whole thing. Also, I would have.
I don't know.
I don't know how much attention I could pay though, because
That's
I'd be
what I
like
was
this the
thinking.
whole fucking time.
I'd be
No,
sitting
you're
there.
just watching a informational video.
I heard what he
Trying
was
not to
saying.
watch, being like,
I didn't see a checkbook once in the entire damn thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
they didn't balance shit.
Like, this is just a profit and loss statement. That's not even a checkbook.
Yeah.
That's a crazy way to.
But yeah, guys, 9/11
Fred, am I
porn
still in the
videos.
frame when I lean back like this?
Yep. I see you. I see you.
But yeah, is there any 9/11 porn stuff out there?
Guarantee it.
Dude,
Fred,
there's
find
no way
one.
there's
Don't
not,
Google
dude.
it, Fred.
Yes, Google it.
No,
Fred.
I wasn't going to. I
You're
was gonna
actually,
see.
you know what's wild? You always complain about sexual topics coming up. You've
I
brought
brought up a few today, and I'm disappointed. I like puns. I'm bringing up sex. What's wrong with me?
You're
Sit
changing,
up real
dude.
quick, Nick.
Arizona's changing you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm changing, and I don't think it's for the better. You guys are a bad influence on me.
I mean, I
How
got you
are
a
we-
job and a spot on Tim Dillon's show, but okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty ungrateful. That's another
you haven't-
category of these.
You're doing the. Oh no, never mind. I'm wrong.
What?
I
I'm
had
doing a
total
weekend this
brain
weekend?
fart.
I'm not. We covered that already.
You know what? We fucked with your dad so much that I think that was okay.
I'm trying to find another. Ooh. The nanothermite.
Nanothermite.
That was what I was looking for the first time we were talking about fires and shit.
Oh,
Dude,
nanothermite.
you ever heard about nanothermite before?
Do you know what
Never.
thermite is?
No.
Thermite is a mixture of iron oxide, which is rust, and aluminum powder.
Okay.
Nanothermite, on the other hand, is a layer, like super thin, like finer than a fucking thing of hair, of layers of aluminum powder, rust,
So
aluminum
it's mixed
powder,
together
rust.
and flat.
Well, it's not just mixed together. It's like they
Like
make
the
it
the
nice.
subparticles are like a line of aluminum powder, then a line of iron oxide,
Okay.
then a
Like
line
when it
like
reacts.
thinner than a hair.
And
When it
so-
reacts, it's gonna react way better than if you. Were
And
just
you
to
can't
mix
make that anywhere except for like the-
Military.
Like the DoD is the only people who know how to make it.
Gosh, shit.
Not
So-
you know who doesn't know how to make it?
Fucking men in caves.
Yeah, guys
men
in
in
caves
caves
don't know.
can't make thermite.
But I will say,
They can make thermite. We
I-
could make
Oh
thermite.
yeah, well
I
yeah.
agree
But
with
they
you
can't
guys,
make
but I
good
will
thermite.
say,
Nano.
men in caves have been getting military issued tanks for years.
Yeah, but they don't
That
Yeah,
is
get
but
one
we're not
category.
giving
They
away
don't-
like
we don't give
the
them chemistry
biggest
labs.
and newest-
Yeah, but they might have found somebody who had a chemistry lab and was like, "Hey, I will pay you 10 million pesos or whatever kind of money they have," and they give them that.
Osama bin Laden actually very rich.
yeah,
Very
he
rich
came from
man.
a super
He had
wealthy
a-
family.
I think he had a construction company and business in Saudi Arabia.
Well,
But-
he didn't. His family did.
I do want to say, I
was-
believe
he
you
was like,
guys. That
wow,
is kind of a
man.
big thing.
a
having
little bit
that
of a
stuff
leap.
there. It is a bit of a leap, but I'm
You
saying.
know who else took a bit of a
that
leap?
might be.
All the ladies off the side of the Twin
Oh.
Towers.
you
Cut
hear
to a
that?
picture.
Got to a picture.
No.
You know, it is fucked up though.
It
Like
is fucked up
R.I.P.
that-
Rest
yeah,
in
yeah,
peace.
yeah.
I hope they're all in
It
heaven.
is very
Hey.
fucked up.
Because you know what sucks oxygen out of a building? Nanothermite.
Nanothermite. Oh, you know there was
But then
no
that-
oxygen.
Oh no, actually it doesn't
No, it
because
doesn't.
thermite
Yeah,
creates its
just-
own oxygen.
yeah.
You're right.
I was
And
gonna
also, it's
say-
the only thing you can't burn steel. Steel doesn't melt from just a regular
Ah,
file.
we've covered that.
Yeah, I know, but nanothermite is burning that shit, and they were saying it's not even there, you know, and it's like,
Oh,
they-
and you know how it got there? Go ahead, Nick.
Where did they find the
we can't-
nanothermite?
In the dust
In
the-
residue.
So they took like a sample.
They
also
took-
the longest. It was a 4-month fire, the longest
that
burning
they
fire
submerged
ever.
in water.
And the smoke was black. The smoke was black. It was burning underwater. I wrote that
Which,
down
if
in my
I
notes,
remember
too.
from the documentary, they said those buildings specifically have very few amounts of fuel that could burn.
Yeah.
They're fireproof.
Because
Yeah.
that's literally
Yeah.
what people
So
like about steel buildings.
4-month fire. That's pretty crazy. Give me a tinfoil hat. I'd like one. Right
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude.
Exactly. Isn't it wild?
now.
And then what else did they fucking? The
Oh.
black smoke. There's no oxygen in the fucking building because the fire from the jet fuel it just blows everything up.
You know what doesn't make
Immediately,
sense
There's no
either?
smoke.
Wouldn't
there's
the
no
jet
air.
fuel-
There's too much smoke.
You ever lit a gasoline fire before?
Yeah,
How fast does it burn?
so fast.
Immediately.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that long enough to melt steel?
It's not. Also, it was 1,000 degrees from the temperature that is able to melt steel.
But you know what else is wild? How did the nanothermite get in there? Any guesses?
Well, you're gonna find out in the next clip.
All right.
All right, what were they going to find out, Fred? I forgot.
Dude,
Oh.
the security, the people.
No,
that
no. That's not what I wanted to talk
We
about.
talked about it a little bit, but there's so much more.
But what happened 2 months prior to the World Trade Center getting hit by planes and collapsing? They renovated all the elevator shafts.
Why?
did they cover that? in
Why?
the video?
So they could implant nanothermite within.
Oh,
Because the
I see.
elevator shafts run through the center of the building, and so do, oddly
Dude.
enough, all of the most important structural support beams.
Dude, also the structure of the actual twin towers was supposed to be able to take multiple planes.
Yeah, they built
Yeah,
it for
they built it for taking planes. Like it's it's built like no other building, specifically to take planes.
Steel.
Where
Big
is that
steel.
documented? Is that in like their
That's in
building
the video.
reports?
The guys that
No, they literally
engineered the
say,
buildings.
yeah, they were like, this should be able to take.
Are
like,
any of them alive still?
Yes, they are still alive.
Yeah.
Well, then
Whenever-
that's a pretty
not-
good
I mean, not-
indication
At
that-
least in 2011. Go ahead. Sorry.
They would have killed those people, That's the first thing I would do is
I
just
mean,
find
the
those.
information's out there.
It's already out there.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
would you kill them?
Well, the
Post.
I don't know. The day that it happened, I would have had the CIA go up and be like, "Hey, why don't you come into this room for us?"
You can't do it the day of, or then things would look suspicious. But obviously, everything in the entire case of 9/11 looks
That's a
suspicious.
conspiracy
Yeah,
I can
dude.
get behind. It's like the engineers who built it were with Al Qaeda the whole time. Or
Ooh.
I think we were in control of Al Qaeda. I think not the other way around.
I think ISIS is the one we are definitely in control.
we
of.
also trained Osama
They
bin
just
Laden.
Flame them up when we need to.
We did
Huh?
train it. That's not even
Yeah.
a conspiracy.
Yeah.
CIA trained.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very obvious.
And we also we armed them. We
How
gave them
far out
everything.
do you think we planned 9/11? That's the thing.
That sounds so
I'm
much
talking
better.
about Bush.
I don't
Well,
think it was Bush. I don't think it was Bush.
Think-
I think
Dick
he had
Cheney?
hands in.
Yeah, I'm sure
I don't
he
think it
knew
was his
about
plan.
it. No.
You think
no
that
shot.
fucking idiot? It was his plan.
He just got elected, also, which is a big point. Like you
But
can't
his-
set that up in 1 year.
His
No way.
papa was president 8 years prior.
And his papa was in charge of
12
the
years
military for a while, wasn't he? Am I wrong? I think he was.
Well, Bush was in the military for a minute. No,
Yeah.
his papa was like second in control at the CIA as like
Oh.
the second person ever.
Yeah, maybe his papa knew some things,
Probably.
dude.
Which is
Imagine being
crazy
a
because
Bush.
that man looks like the most milktoast white old man possible. To have him being like,
He's like, how
Those are the
Yeah.
people most motivated to get money.
right,
Yeah,
they have to.
you just want money or power. I think it's more of a power. I think it's a power
You
thing.
can't
when
have
you're
you
at
can't
that
have
level.
one without the other.
You know,
True.
I like to think that this conspiracy theory ruined the documentary's guy's relationship with his wife, but I think it strengthened Bush's relationship with his wife because
No,
she
no,
was
no,
like,
towards the
"Oh,
end.
he can just kill me anytime."
True. Yeah.
With fucking 2 planes
Barbara?
right into our tower.
Imagine using one plane to just kill your wife.
The last plane landed on Margaret. Was it Margaret?
Thatcher?
Margaret?
No, I think her
That's
name was
where I
Margaret
went to.
Bush.
What's
Oh
her
yeah,
name?
Margaret Bush.
Was it Margaret?
Barbara.
Barbara Bush. You're the man.
Barbara
Alliteration.
Bush. Look at that.
Barbara
Barbara
Bush's Bush.
Barbara Bush. All right,
Barbara
nobody.
Bush, please take my bush.
She's
Shave
shot
this
up.
bush.
Playing in the building, playing in the building, but Barbara Bush, Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush. Barbara Bush. Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush did 9/11.
Maybe she.
Yeah, it was actually
she's
her
a real
plan.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it, dude. She looked like she didn't have anything in her eyes. You seen
Stone,
old-
I know you're gonna watch this. You're calling me right now. Sorry.
Tough, dude.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, of course not.
Yes, his friend.
Oh.
It's gonna be one of our 5 viewers.
Oh, cool.
Don't shit on him, Nick.
Yeah, dude, we gotta keep him close.
Don't you fucking do that.
If
to
I
me.
don't know someone, that's not shitting on
Yeah,
them. In
it
fact,
is.
that's probably a compliment.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't want to know you if I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
have to.
dude, it's tough.
I hated you the first time I saw you.
Did you really?
Yeah, because you were all dressed up like a hick, and I was like, it's my thing.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
now he's farmer though.
Yeah,
Now
it's
that,
a
now that
different
we
hick.
know it's
Yeah.
farmer hick.
Subpar rancher. That's all that
Yeah.
is.
Oh.
Matt Delgado gave me some great advice yesterday of telling me, hey, you got to stop thinking that everybody hates you. And I was like,
Yeah, also true.
yeah, I do that a lot. But also, I hate me, and I can't understand why other people don't hate me. You know, like I went up to Matt. I was like, hey, you don't like whenever I tickle you? And he goes, no, but also, I don't hate you. And I was like, why?
I don't hate
You
you.
should hate me. I'm
I'll tickle
tickling
you
people.
more.
I love me
Yeah.
some Matt Delgado.
I'll tickle you till you hate me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good fellow. I think, Matt should do 9/11 sometime. No, I'm good.
Matt should do 9/11. Dude, Matt could never get his pilot's license. He
Yeah, he's
cannot
blind
see.
enough. He'd be like, he'd miss that fucking.
He would do it on
building.
purpose. You know, we had a semi 9/11 in Alaska.
A semi 9/11.
We had a.
No, you didn't.
like
Yeah, we
semi
did.
trucks or a
It didn't
halfway
take the
9/11?
building down because it wasn't a planned thing, but it was a bush plane crashed right into a building
That is
downtown.
so different.
It's a plane
What?
crashing.
It
If
was
I
a
say
5-story
plane-
building
If I
and
say
a fucking.
9/11, what's the first thing you think of?
I think of two buildings going down.
Not the planes. Not the planes crashing into the.
No.
It's like that is such a. What is that fallacy where you're like comparing apples to oranges?
I don't know, but it is definitely. It is a stretch.
Correlation.
But we
doesn't
had a plane hit a
cause
building.
causation or something. I don't know.
No, there's a.
Well, when I think of 9/11, I think of a free day off school. That's what I think about.
Do they
We
give it to
don't
you off
know.
school?
We
I
don't
always
get a
had to
day
go
off
to
of school.
You get off school in fucking
Yeah.
Missouri?
I'm just saying, if there was a 9/11 every day, I wouldn't have to go to school.
Speaking of which,
True. If a plane hit a tower every day,
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have to go to school.
They would be like, maybe we should stop putting these kids in school.
Just kidding. We got school shootings and we still have to go to school
Yeah,
all
that's
the time.
true.
Yeah.
I
And
remember
that's specifically for schools.
that's the new 9/11, really. I
Yeah.
think
Oh,
that's all
true,
government
yeah.
bullshit.
when Sandy
oh,
Hook
you
happened.
might get sued for billions of dollars.
I'm not saying to fucking go and harass the students' parents. I'm just saying
Good
I think
disclaimer.
it's bullshit.
yeah.
You know which one was definitely bullshit if we're on this topic? The
Don't
one
say
in
Sandy Hook.
the one in Mandalay Bay.
Is that the?
Stephen Paddock killed 52 people in Las Vegas, the country music concert.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, he had all of his stuff. I think he got set up. Is what I was like
Yeah,
listening
100%.
to. Yeah, he was 100% set
He
up.
carried apparently like 18, 20 ARs up 50 flights of stairs.
Yeah,
And then
uh-huh.
when you check the security cameras, he has like 2 bags.
Yeah, dude. No, that's just
What's
crazy.
in those bags?
I guess 90 ARs.
No.
And then if you listen to the like cadence of the shooting, it sounds like a M240 Bravo.
Maybe these were just really small
Out of my
people
depth.
that were in the bags, and that's how he carried them.
I actually had people
But
from
then he's
Winslow.
also carrying the little people.
Yeah, it's good.
Wouldn't the little people have to have full size ARs though?
No.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Imagine if they're
They have
super
little
strong.
tiny like toothpick ARs. You know.
How's that gonna? You think that
And
would
then
kill you?
they got big once the people came to
This is a
investigate.
fun
Yeah, if you
conspiracy.
scratch underneath their ear, they actually grow a bunch. with
I
the
don't know about the
guns. Yeah,
scratch,
and
but
they-
it's more of like you rub their head 3 times like a genie lamp,
Oh, you
and then they just come out.
ruffle their hair a little bit with your pinky.
Yeah.
But where did they all go?
Where did they all go?
They shrunk.
They joined the CIA. I don't know.
No, but they just
Oh.
shrunk down to nothing again. They're obviously robots.
There were some people from Winslow there though.
Of the 52?
No, they didn't die, but they were in the crowd.
Welcome to
did
Sleep
you
on the
know?
Forklift, where you get dumber the more you watch. Everybody have fun.
Is it almost over?
No?
It's just
You just want to throw that
I
in
just
there?
wanted to throw that in there, yeah. Little tiny men with little AK-47s.
Yeah, that's so
and you
intelligent.
pet their heads. They grow.
Fuck,
That was fun, though. I think we should do that more often.
So
The
you
podcast?
should- I
The
it's like
podcast
the
or
same-
little men with AK-47?
Again, it's very vague for a reason. I don't know.
Just anything. It's an insult followed by a compliment.
Insult.
Oh.
Man.
All right.
I
What else
thought that
do we
was a
have
good
about
pod.
9/11?
I
Yeah.
thought that was a good pod. Did
Well,
you
I
guys
still
enjoy
got.
it?
I got a lot
If
of.
you guys enjoyed it, be sure to like and
No,
subscribe.
don't end it. There was
If you
there's
guys have your
something.
own conspiracies, comment in the
Oh,
section.
the cleanup crew for 9/11 got there a day early for the convention. They had a
Oh,
convention
yeah,
the
day
day
before.
before. And then 9/11 happened. They're like, oh, we're all here. Let's start
Hey.
cleaning up
You
now.
bet.
And then they
Yeah.
shipped all the steel to China
Yeah,
immediately.
immediately. It's 4 weeks.
They're sitting there in the convention, and they're just like, all right, when the buildings go down, Bill, wake up. Bill.
Hey.
Jesus Christ. I
We
mean,
know we went over this on the plane ride over, but
yeah. And he's like, I don't know, like whatever. Like, all right, because that's how conventions all go. There's always one guy. There's some mini quiches and there's some oranges slices and Bill. God damn it!
The pre-written 9/11 commission over there. If you want to take a peek at it.
What is that?
The 9/11 commission was like.
yeah.
Anytime there's a big national deal like the JFK shooting, 9/11, the government will release what happened.
Hillary's email.
There was a commission for them. Yeah, there was. Yeah, there was.
I hope that thing was founded 9/10.
They finished it on the 10th. Dude, this is just a funny thing that I saw in the video that I made me laugh a lot. There's like this like fat white guy in the cream blazer, and he went, I heard a theory that the falling buildings created the thermite. No. All right. I probably didn't do it justice. It was funny.
I also heard the argument that perhaps the falling buildings just generated this nanothermite. Well, no.
You know, I like there was a clip in that, and I'll probably put it up here too, where a guy was like, "What I saw was from what I saw, it was planes hit the buildings and then through intense fire weakened the steel structure until they collapsed." Like in that same voice,
dude,
like a man on the street interview.
Yeah.
And then I witnessed both towers collapse, one first and then the second, mostly due to structural failure because the fire was just too intense.
Dude, the NIST guy being asked like how he knew it was thermite, and then he's like, it was, or if it was an explosion, he's like, it wasn't an explosion, and then he looks all scared.
Didn't one of the planes, didn't the second plane go in upside down and hit it? I think so. When I watched the
video,
dude,
imagine doing fucking tricks.
That's sort of what I was thinking. It was like, look, if I'm gonna go out, I'm at least gonna have some fun, you know.
Yeah. Check this shit out.
You know,
I bet you can't fly a plane. I can fly a plane
university
upside down.
that I graduated from trained the guys that apparently flew into the buildings.
Yeah.
And the big joke was, or maybe it was true, that they didn't give a fuck about learning how to land.
Yeah, I believe it. Why would you need to?
Also, isn't it a little odd that like you learned how to fly a tiny little Cessna plane and then you're like, all right, now I can fly a 747 or whatever the fuck it was.
It's all just buttons.
Yeah, buttons and flips. He's flipping shit like a little pilot and stuff.
Maybe he fell asleep, possibly behind.
What do you think the flight control people were like? Like, hey, what are you doing, plane? You're off track. And like, we're going right. And then they were like, what?
Do you see that tower in front of us? No.
Yeah. That was back when people could be racist, so I bet they were just like, oh, no, God, no. But now with that happening today, they'd be like, you hear that voice come on and be like, what's your credentials again? And they'd be like, oh, you don't need to know. I don't know why they're
Why are you being racist to me?
Yeah. Well, that's
also, they were passengers, though, and then they just went up and killed everybody.
Yeah, but
So
they
they
still,
weren't
I mean, maybe they didn't put the
planes.
headset on. But, yeah.
What if they didn't buckle their seatbelts? They're like,
It is wild because like hijacking planes was not like uncommon of a thing before 9/11. It would be wild to just be like, God damn it, like I'm inconvenienced these fuckers. Like you're probably definitely scared, but like to be like, like they're gonna land somewhere and we're gonna get off and they're gonna get a bunch of money, and then just to be like, no.
You know what I just thought about? He gets on the plane and a lady's like a real liberal, real progressive lady is like, it's like, hey.
Did you look over at me?
Do you mind? Do you mind if I switch seats
My
with
mom.
you? You know, like me and my kid just want to sit together, and the guy's like, "Yeah, sure." Or the better answer, he's like,
one less
"No,
good thing.
I need this seat so
Trust
that I
me,
can."
it's not gonna matter where you sit later.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter. Would you? I'll buy your beers. I don't care.
Oh, another wild thing. A lot of phone calls went through on some of the planes, which I don't know if you've ever been on a plane before, is impossible.
They were
especially
flying low enough.
Maybe they were flying low.
Yeah, they're still flying fast enough. You can't pick up cell service.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's also that, yeah.
I thought it was height,
Yeah.
which is
So
why
did I.
he always gets great cell reception.
It is true. He travels
actually
slow
have
and he's low to the
horrible
ground.
But he's the greatest
I'm a
athlete
quick
alive.
guy.
Okay, we're
You
back
guys-
on the
yeah,
athleticism
we
thing.
have to
No.
mention it at least one time per podcast.
True.
I didn't bring it up, but I will always defend my athleticism.
Yeah, the guy in Birkenstocks is the greatest athlete alive.
Dude, you know all racers wear.
Are we
boots.
recording this?
Yeah, the thing. No.
Did it shut off?
Oh, no, we have 2 minutes.
Oh,
2 minutes
okay,
and 2
so
seconds.
That's good
I didn't
content.
see that. See, this one's.
But yeah, we got all the hacky stuff of our podcast out. Fred's the greatest athlete alive. We talked about pussy, talked about sex. Well, the good stuff, we talked about 9/11, people.
That was like,
And-
yeah, I think that's a great way to start a podcast off. Like a first episode.
Yeah,
One
I
of the
think
first
it's a
we were
great.
all over the place.
I'm
If you can follow the
100%.
9/11.
Now we
Wow.
can, like, later podcast, we can call back to all this shit.
Yeah, and we should do this format again too. Like we should just find maybe not as well done topics as 9/11, but even the OJ stuff or whatever.
You guys want to do Mexican Revolution next week?
We could try.
Yeah,
I've never heard anything about the Mexican Revolution.
Perfect. I've never heard a podcast.
We should do the Punic Wars as well.
That's what I was thinking because I knew that you watched them.
But what I don't want to do is I don't want to be taking anything from Shane, because that's kind of Shane Gillis's thing, you
The
know.
Mexican Revolution.
Well, no, he gets on there and he talks about history and.
Well,
things
what
of the
else
sort.
do you want to talk about? Not
No,
history.
no.
The
I
future?
like
we could
this
just
format.
theorize about what's gonna happen.
Well, if we
That
also,
would be fun.
Also, if we do Sundays and Wednesdays,
Yeah.
we can.
We could do one
a
history.
and then we could just do a regular one.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. I'm about to get a second job. I may not be able to
where
do
you
all
gonna
of it. Anthony Ron's going to get me a job digging, and then I'm going to save up and start running some mics.
I'm just gonna fucking dig.
There are tunnels underneath
but
the border.
let's
but
Yeah,
let's
Jew.
shoot for 2 though.
What?
Well,
Just
what
an
we can
hour.
also do is we can do one, and then you can just pick which day works for
Sure.
you,
We can-
and then you can just
we
pick
could shoot
that
for
day.
2. Yeah.
On the days he's not there, we could do a guest.
Yeah, we could do a guest or something.
Yeah.
Just one of them would be the one with Nick. I guess we could just do the history episode with Nick if you like having
Well,
history, and then we could just.
That's
Free
too
ball.
structured. I just whenever you guys get another guy and you think it's too many to have 4, I'll just hop off that day. If you want to put them on the history one, I don't give a fuck. What do you-
We could talk
Well,
about all this
yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they want to know. The 5 people want to know.
Yeah, Dad. Now you're a little.
I hope he gets